So, I'm a Backrooms YouTuber, and I get asked all the time, well, what are the Backrooms? If I had $1 for every time my mom asked me that when I started this, I would literally be rich. And then I have to explain and think of an answer off the top of my head, and it can get convoluted. So instead of doing that, I'm making this video to explain to Backrooms beginners, or people who want to get more into the lore, or Backrooms veterans, in the most concise way possible, what the Backrooms are, just a basic overview. Let's get into it. So first, I'm going to define what the Backrooms actually are. The Backrooms is a name that's been given to a collection of levels or areas that are not located in what we would call reality. There are thousands of levels to the Backrooms, and each one of them is uniquely different in their own way, whether it's the creatures or their environments. The most widely known Backrooms levels are referred to as Cluster 1. And this cluster contains levels 0 through 999. To access these levels, a person has to be no-clipped or glitched out of the real world. An example of this would be when you glitch under a map or through a wall in a video game. That same principle happens to enter the Backrooms. You have to glitch through something on the real Earth and you'll end up here in the Backrooms. It's completely random and it's unknown how or why people no-clip out of reality, but what we do know is that when they do that, they end up in the Backrooms. So once someone glitches out of reality and lands in the Backrooms, they'll start off on level 0. Level 0 is the most famous level, and this is the picture of Level 0 that started the entire Backrooms fandom. Level 0 consists of an infinite labyrinth of empty rooms with dreary yellow lighting and a constant buzzing of the lights and a wet carpet smell throughout the entire level. Level 0 and most other levels are home to creatures or entities that call the Backrooms their home. These creatures are not animals from Earth, trust me, and most of them are very unique in their appearance or their behavior. Now, I do have a full series called Backrooms Creatures Explained, where I go over the creatures in immense detail. So if you want more information on creatures, check that link down below in the description. It's a pretty good series. Another common question I get all the time is, well, how does a person travel through the different Backrooms levels? There are several convoluted ways to travel through the levels, but most of the time, the different levels are connected in very strange ways that don't really make sense according to our standards of reality. Pretty much they don't operate under physics as we know it. For instance, you could be on level 0 and you could stumble across a red door. If you open that red door and you walk into the room, you could be teleported to level 19 just by walking through the doorway. So like I said, reality as we know it doesn't really exist here. Like I said earlier, there are tons of different creatures and entities that live throughout the Backrooms, and the main thing that you need to know about them is that most of them are very powerful and can even be dangerous if they aren't dealt with properly. And some of them possess what I guess we would call superpowers, or really interesting abilities that don't really make sense to normal people. So check out my Backrooms Creatures Explained series for a much more in-depth look into the creatures. Something else people always ask me is, how do you eat or drink or sleep in the Backrooms? So for an unknown reason, there are different foods scattered throughout the different levels. And this can range from energy bars to normal food to something called royal rations, which I'm making a video about. And this food is normally safe to eat, but it's not safe every time, so just be careful about that. The main drinkable liquid in the Backrooms is called almond water, which I already made a video about, but here's a quick rundown. Almond water is a sweet, smooth liquid that has the ability to not only quench your thirst, it also appeases your hunger, because the Backrooms has an unmatched ability to drive anyone there completely insane. This is because it induces a really helpless feeling because you feel trapped, like there's no exit and you're just stuck in an infinite maze of rooms and levels. But this water can help calm you down and it keeps your sanity in check, and it's available throughout most levels of the Backrooms. Information about the Backrooms comes from one main source, which is the Backrooms Wiki. Now this is a website where all of the canon lore is, and the archives of the entities and levels and objects are there too. This is what Backrooms fans like myself consider the official Backrooms lore and storylines. If you need to know anything about the Backrooms, well, watch my videos first, and then go to the Wiki. There is another place that also talks about the Backrooms, and that is the Fandom Wiki, which is full of fan-made levels and entities as well as objects that are not considered canon or in the main storyline. The fandom is a place to find the crazier, wackier levels and creatures, and a place for Backrooms fans to chat with each other and connect together. Now, I make my videos with the information from the Wiki, but sometimes the fandom is a really good way to spice up the lore. So to conclude this really basic beginner's video, the backrooms are a collection of levels that are in an unknown location, time, and reality. They're accessed only when a person glitches out of this reality, which is the one you're watching this video in, and can only be escaped by incredibly difficult means. I'm making a video about how to escape the backrooms, so just stay tuned for that, but there are only a handful of canon ways to do it. These levels are home to creatures and environments of different shapes and sizes, and they can be accessed through strange ways of transportation, like teleportation or glitching. There are liquids and foods that are unique to the backrooms, and they can affect you in ways different than food and drinks do here on Earth. The backrooms are really expansive and intriguing to a ton of people, but sometimes I think people don't feel like it's accessible enough to them, so I hope this video explained what the backrooms are in the most basic and appealing way possible. If you want to get past that basic stuff, go check out some of my other videos explaining the levels and creatures, because it gets kind of crazy and more interesting in my opinion. And join my Discord to learn even more about all that and to interact with me and my fans. We just hit 400 Discord members, so it's a really good time over there, and the link for that will be in the description below. Now, if you have any more questions about the backrooms, leave a comment down below, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. But for now, thank you for watching, thank you for your support, and I will see you later.